Good evening, viewers. Welcome to the first live, or actually first appearance for 2019 on Scoreboard here. We want to take this opportunity to wish all our loyal friends and supporters, the best for the new year. And I want to continue to give thanks to all those who have supported the show over a number of years. We could not have been doing this if you weren't out there supporting us. So again, to all the supporters of Scoreboard, thank you very much. I also want to say a big shout out to one person in particular, Kappa. From what I got to understand, he's a regular viewer to the show. Recently, he was not in the best of health, but I know that he's coming along okay now, and I know that every day will be a better day for him. So Kappa, all the best. Happy New Year to you and your family, and keep watching Scoreboard. Viewers, tonight we're going to be talking cricket, and we're going to be taking the cricket to a different level. We're going to be talking cricket from a community level, because most of our cricketers, if not all, I think with the exception, I don't know much about Fidel Edwards when Lara saw him in the nets and he was selected on the West Indies team. I don't know much about his background, but I could safely say the majority of cricketers, they all came through from the community level, right? And I can also say that 3 players I know for a fact, Evan Lewis, Ravi Rampal, and Dinesh Ramdin, they all played in, I remember, the City Sports Community Cricket League. So community cricket is really important to the development of cricket in Trinidad and Tobago, the West Indies, and the wider region. Joining me to talk a bit more and to elaborate on this topic is Ramjas Nagasa, a gentleman who has played community cricket for over 40 years, and he's still active. He plays in the City Sports League. Welcome, Ramjas.
Thank you very much, sir.
And I have with me Shal Ramkisoon, a Level 2 WICB coach. You have coached a number of teams, schools, and you have done a lot in cricket. Gentlemen, welcome.
Thank you very much.
My opening question to you all is, how do you all see, and I mean anyone of you could jump in, how important is community cricket in the development of cricket right now? And why I ask that question is that, well, before I even forget, congrats to the Red Force team. They won their first game after losing 2 straight. They beat the Jamaican Scorpions. So well done, and we hope that you all could go on to winning more games. We have seen the decline in West Indies cricket, and even our own Red Force team. We are not performing, and when the seasoned guys like the Bravos and the top guys are not there, we seem to be struggling. Do you see all this being part of coming from community cricket where there's no proper development?
Okay, good afternoon, viewers. Touching on that point there that we are feeling in cricket presently, one has to understand that in building a house, you have to build the foundation first. You cannot put the roof up before. So if we are to succeed at any level, we must set a proper base. Where does our base come from? It starts in the home, in the village. In the years gone by, every single elderly person used to look after the kids in the village. Today, that does not happen. When we go out to play cricket, I remember as a young man playing for Barakpo at the age of 13. I had people like Mr. Otto Pierre and Mr. Ram Lakan and them. They nurturing me and showing me and teaching me. And because of their teaching and because of what they did for me, I was able to go on to play for Clark Road United. Right? I even represented our Trinidad and Tobago representative team. I even went to the tutor representative team to the islands and Atoll. And it is all because of what happened in the village. If these guys in the village did not take an interest in me, who knows, I may not have been there. And like you said earlier, a lot of these youngsters start their little games in the community, in the backyard, with the brothers, with the sisters. I remember Chanda Paul telling me at Barakpo when he came for the Darren Ganga, Brian Lara game. He said he used to quarrel with his sister to bowl him. That is where does that start? Not in the stadium. It starts home, the village. Once the village supports the child will progress. As they say in the education system, show me the parent who care, and I'll show you the child who could learn.
Rob, just let me start with you. Basically, as you played all these years in the community, what was the experience like, and who are some of the people who you played with, and what was the experience getting you got out of playing cricket in a community?
Well, first I must say, good afternoon, good night, viewers. Well, I mean, playing cricket home, we had a home-based team because where I live in Williamville, is one little area. And I played cricket for years with our same little village, with our little players. And, all we get a little knowledge from the elder guys.
Yeah.
Come and show us how to, hold our bat, what, different things, how to bowl, angle your body to bowl, in swinger, out swinger. And the older guys really nurture up, for we to develop our cricket. That was our blessings to, the players around Williamville area.
No, you didn't go on to, what's the highest level you played?
Youth cricket.
Youth cricket.
Under 19.
Under 19.
Yeah.
Right? But when you look back now, do you think that what you just spoke about, what you gathered in that community, do you think that is lacking right now?
Lacking, because the younger people today, they have no passion and vision to play cricket. All of them, I feel, them want money. You're asking them to come and play because they have all the skills, batting or bowling. How much you're paying me for a game? And that is our downfall in today's cricket.
Charles, being a level 2 coach, right, you will have a wider vision of players coming out of your community, right? Now, there are a lot of, like in football, there are a lot of coaching schools, right? Some of these coaching schools in football, I call them daycare centers because a parent wants to send their child somewhere on a weekend, they send them there, right? When at your level coaching, when you get guys and girls from the community, right, are they properly coached, or are they coming with major faults that, as what Nagasa was saying, did not get it, what he was taught by the elders, right?
Today it's lacking, it's not coming.
Yeah. What do you think is needed?
Well, as I said earlier, we need to build it from the base come up. And the thing about it is, once you get a group of kids, I've been involved with Barkpo West Secondary School for so many years, since 1982. When you get these guys, remember, these guys come in with little or no skill. The first thing you have to do as a coach, you have to make sure and get them to like the game.
Yeah.
Because to stand up in the hot sun from 1 o'clock to 6 o'clock, very few people will be willing to do that. A lot of them will prefer to sit down in front of the computer
and play the game.
Game. So the first thing you have to do is get them to like the game. By getting them to like the game, we start to have fun. When we make it fun, fun is learning. When we get them to like the game, then we start to look at where's their faults, what is happening to them, why they're not playing as they ought to, why they're not running properly, why they're not walking properly. And you have to fix that first. Because if the child cannot walk in a straight line or run in a straight line, then batting and bowling is a problem. Then even feeling is a problem. So what we need to do is get them to like the game, start to look at it, and whatever your plan is, you get them to buy into that plan. Make them believe that plan is going to work. And if you get them to believe that plan is going to work, and they believe in themselves, they will do it. They will get it done. And if I want to give you some examples, and then let me just take Jason Mohammed, for instance. When Jason came to Barkpo, Jason was just 11, 12 years. He had already scored hundreds at primary school level.
At that age?
At that age. When he came by us, I took him and I put him into the fray one time, into the Premiership division. I said, let's see how you're going to deal with this. It's no longer little children. And he wasn't scoring runs. And I realized he had problems. Took him, went to the nets, explained what his problems were, and we started to work on it. Today, Jason's scoring hundreds at the highest level. right? So this is what I'm saying. When you see this, you have to be able to identify it as a coach, and you have to try to fix it. Now the problem is coaches are not magicians. You know?
Yeah, yeah.
A coach is really a guide on the side. I see the problem. I talk to you about it. You fix it.
You correct it.
You have to fix it. You have to believe in yourself. You have to believe I can do this, right? And if you don't believe you could do it, trust me, you're not going to do it. And that is what the coach job is all about. Getting the team, seeing the problems, giving them drills to fix the problems, but they have to fix it. You could only guide. And then when you see they're getting better, as the time goes, you give them more and more to develop them. So later on in life, they would see it. Some of the coaches just prefer to just say, okay, I throw in the ball for you, you hit it. And why you hit it there, why it went there. They're asking you the question because they want you to come up with the solution. Right? And if the coaches cannot fix it like that, then the child is going to go down the drain. Working in communities, it is always easier because when you have the little ones in the communities, especially the little kids, they listen to you.
Yeah.
When they get bigger,
That is when,
we start to have problems, right? One other thing I just want to touch on, right? That I think that we cricket at the highest level is failing is because we're not starting or spending the money in the correct place.
Okay.
I feel the best place to spend a lot of money is in the kids before they reach 10, 12 years old. When a guy like Chandra Paul, for instance, he's 25, 26, you put he in a coaching batting side.
Yeah, yeah.
But if somebody had taken him up when he was, let's say, 7 or 8, they would probably correct that. But then other people tell you, leave well alone. When it's happening and the runs is going, do not interfere with it. Do not change it.
Yeah.
Right? So that's why I say I feel we should start spending the money at the youth level, basic things, let the kids learn it correct. And as they go along, get all the coaches to coach in a similar manner. So when the child leaves from under 9 and he go to under 12, the coach is doing basically the same type of coaching.
Yeah.
When you go to under 15, it's a transition.
But
when
do you
go
think
to,
that all the coaches are on the same level? And why I say that because, I mean, I could have an academy here now at under, let's say 10, and I could be training a child to make a stroke in a certain way, but it's not the proper way. So when this child stay by me now for 3-4 years and learn the stroke, when he go on to under 15 now and he meets another coach now who might be more qualified than this coach, he has now to change.
Oh, he's at a loss.
Exactly, he's at a loss.
Yeah.
Right? Now I know we have to take a break, but when we come back, I want to pose another question is that in communities, and I'm sure, Jagger, you will agree, when you played, the entire team was from your community, right? Now we have community teams now, and you have people from all over Trinidad and Tobago comprising this community team, and when they support them out, I don't know nobody. You are responding on that. Viewers, you are watching Scoreboard here on ACT, and we are talking community cricket. We'll be right back after the short break. You're now changing your question.
What I would say, Steve, is this.
But my first question was, roll back that tape.
I made my debut for Crystal Palace against Tottenham Hotspur.
My responsibility was to get the ball and make things happen offensively.
In all the time we've played together, I've always been the decoy.
Welcome to Field of Dreams on ACTN. My name is Steve David, and I'm your host.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to another edition of Scoreboard here on ACT, and it's always a pleasure to be in your company every Tuesday evening between the hours of 8 and 9.
Welcome to the new season of Football 101. I am your host, Joshua De Matos.
Well, it's time for your weekly football news update. Hello, Messi.
Unfortunately,
Hey, kiss the badge, kiss the badge. Oh,
What's that?
welcome to this edition of the interview. And as you can see, I'm not alone on the set. I have Marcus, a Liverpool fan, and I have Shakir.
Welcome back, viewers. Before the break, I posed a question about community, right, and the lack of support for the community cricket. Like I said, when you played, the whole team was from the community.
Yeah.
Now, Charles, you will know because you are among all different communities. You will have come up against the teams where one community, and if it have two people from the community, right, there lacks the supporters-wise. How do we fix that? How do we, because in all sports right now, support is lacking. How do you see us fixing that, fixing the community and bringing that sort of, and all of that can help eliminate crime and all these different things if we can get the community back as before?
I believe, really and truly, we had to go back from like the fellas going primary school, start to nurture them, guide them along. You live in this community, go away to come and play your cricket in this community. And you know, the older fellas that say you get experience from the older guys
But
around.
do you think the older people are taking a hands-on approach, or some of them, well, I don't play cricket, how much of the older ones are given
I would
back?
like to agree with what you just said, this, because it is a fact, right, that I would pass around like my grounds and I would hear the older guy saying, I would have played better than he and I was better than he. But he not coming on the field to share the experiences and things like that while the guy is practicing on evenings, right? That's the first thing I want to mention on that. I can't say for all, some of the older people do come and try to make an input. But most of the time, the method of the input is more like in an embarrassing situation than a help, right? It's like, I was better than he and I was better than him, you know good. And I always say, if you look at the glass, it is not half empty, it is half full. Tell the child, okay, it's good, you're doing that well, you're doing this well, but you know, you can do this. Okay, you're hitting the ball good, but you know what you could do? If you wait for the ball a little longer and you hit it, it's going to go on the ground. Don't tell it, you're this and you're that and the other. And that is one of the things we have a problem with. A lot of people do not know how to speak to children. And children, from the time they reach that age of 10 to 19, they will retaliate. And if you tell them something that they feel you shouldn't tell them, they will answer you. And as I was going to say earlier, today community, when we were small growing up, you have to tell everybody good morning and good evening when you're coming down the road. Today, you're hearing, I can't say that, what are they be hearing on the streets? And they just say it like good morning. It means that it is happening home. Because I would say a child learn what they live, right? And that's why some children will pass and say good morning, and some children go past and you go hear some other kind of good morning, right? So this is where the community, I think, lacks a little bit, and that is because we go back to the fact that parents now defend the children whether the child is wrong or right. That is my child and he can't do no wrong. So nobody could correct him. So even when he go on the field to play cricket, he accustomed with nobody can tell me anything. So even if you call him to correct him, he would give you a serious look. And don't call the parents in because no redress. And then what you do, you will have to, instead of wasting time behind that youngster, you divert that attention to another one. And then the story is you are like my child.
Victimization.
You understand?
Victimization.
So as a coach in a community, it will be difficult from time to time. However, all is not lost in. We have, like right now I'm running a little clinic at X-Men Sports Ground. That is only for the villagers of Carrot Hill, that's the name of the village, Carrot
Okay.
Hill, X-Men Sports Club. If you're in the environs, you want to come, no problem. The kids do have to pay a cent. They don't have to worry about a ball, a bat, or nothing.
Right, everything's provided.
Everything. I will carry everything. I would even carry a case of water for them. No, that is what a lot of people have to start to do, give back to the community. And that is what I call giving back to the community. Not organizing a game and selling alcohol for left, right, and center. Little children, big children, everybody drinking. And then you say you're giving back to the community. That is not giving back to the community, as far as I am concerned. Right?
Naga,
Yes.
you still playing cricket, actively cricket. What is keeping you in the community? What's keeping you and you haven't moved from that community and play for this community? Because I'm sure that in community cricket, money is being offered for people to come. And we ain't talking about small money. Men pay big money in community, right? What is keeping you going?
Well, first I must say, you know, I have the passion playing cricket. I want to keep my body active and still be playing at this level. One day I had to give up, but I still have the energy. So I want to share it with the younger guys who are younger than me. Something about the passion to play cricket. I mean, you as an individual know had a love the game too, because I'm in the area which I live in Williamville. Most of the players are basically around Williamville. The fellas them still have the passion and the love for the game.
When you have reached the point where you're not going to be on the field playing cricket anymore, what would you like to give back to your community in the form of cricket?
Sharing my cricket knowledge to the younger guys.
Shall, where do you see our cricket right now? Local and even as far as the West Indies, where do you see our cricket right now? We're struggling badly.
Well, like I've been, as I say, involved in secondary school cricket for approximately 40 years, right? I have noticed certain things and I've seen it happening over and over and over. To start with, when we select zonal teams, whoever is the coach of the zonal team tends to pick the children from his school, make sure his school get a 1 or 2 pick. When we do that, it means that we're not picking the best 11 or the best 15, as the case may be, because we filter into who parents go help we out or whatever. And then when we go and we finish the zonal tournament, we have the national coaches now doing the same thing. If I am from Northeast, I making sure Northeast get 2, 3 picks. Or if I'm from Central, I'm making sure Central get. Or from South, as the case may be. So then we national team is not up to par. We're not picking the best national team. Because there will be some guys who get left out. And a shining example would be probably Manny Ram. Last year when Manny Ram played for Trinidad as a frontline batsman from Powergen at school level. He was still in school, playing for Powergen, and he's a frontline batsman, and they were batting him number 8 in the national team. He still scored runs, and I believe he should have been one of those guys who should have gone on to the West Indies team. But again, it's the same thing happened. When he picked the national team was selected, he wasn't given the proper opportunity. When time to pick the West Indies team, it happens again. So by the time we select a West Indies team, what I see is really a 2nd grade team or a 3rd grade team playing, right? If we take our test team presently and we select fellas who not on that team, you know they go beat that team?
Yeah. Yeah.
If we take
I endorse that.
If we take a T20 team right now that's not playing for the West Indies and play the West Indies T20 team, we'll beat that team. What does that say? That says that the right players not there, right? And as a good fisherman will tell you, when the fish rotting, it rottens from the head.
From the head.
It means that we having a problem there.
But
why? My problem is why are the best teams not selected?
But on the other hand, when you look at the Bravos, the Pollards, the Chris Gale, the Russell, and all these guys, no, eventually it will come where these guys will have to go. Do you see, we just have about 5 minutes remaining, do you see, 4 minutes actually, do you see any of our upcoming cricketers taking the place of these guys to sustain a winning
combination?
Yeah.
Okay, what I would have said is that if I were somebody up there, I would have said, okay, we need to nurture the youngsters because they would have to take the battle sooner or later. But what I would have done is gradually bring one into the team with the older guys, not drop out 11 and bring a new 11.
Yeah.
I would have keep the Bravo and the Chris Gale and them and bring in one.
Yeah.
Let Shehu open the battle with Chris Gale.
Yeah.
Right? Let Bravo help out the Shannon Gabriels and them guys with the ball. And then when these fellas ready to leave, you have somebody stepping into. Right, a transition.
Yeah.
Right? But when you do, when you change a team of, let's say, 15 players, and when you select, you drop 15 out of that 15, you bring a new setup.
Yeah, the
coach now has a serious job because he just had 3 weeks training with them, and then they're going to play a test match. And when they're practicing, they're batting for 15-20 minutes. When you go in a test match, they want you bat for a day and a half. Muscle memory. If the muscle are custom batting for 10 minutes, after 10 minutes, the muscle don't bat, he's ready to go home. He's going out. We need to start teaching we guys to bat whole day. Send them in the middle. Get up Trinidad and Tobago team, bowl them whole day, fast bowling, spin bowling. When you're out, go outside, wash your face, come back, bat again. So by the end of the day, you bat for entire day. You might out 5 times.
Yeah.
Coach will sit down now and discuss, hey, this is what happened. This is how you out. We're going to fix that. Next session tomorrow, you're going to do a lot of square drives because you're out 3 times square driving. Right? And if you do that, then you'll get the guys to bat whole day.
Yeah.
You can't give a man 10 minutes batting and then tomorrow put him in a test match and win bat for a day and a half. He's not going to do it. Right? So my thing is the whole system, we need to change the system. And if the guys want money to play, they are professionals, then let them train as professionals.
Yeah.
You can't be wanting X amount of dollars and you making 5 runs. A year, $100,000, you make 5 runs. You batting for $20,000 a run?
Yeah.
That's nonsense. When you go to work, you do an honest day's job, honest day's pay.
Okay. But gentlemen, you know, let's say when you're having fun, the time just runs so. But I want to take this opportunity to invite you all back because we have a lot of cricket to talk about because after the regional tournament finish here, we want to analyze the performance of the Red Force team, and then we have the World Cup that is coming up. So I will take this opportunity to invite you all back at a later date. Nagasa,
Thanks very much.
It was a pleasure, Shal. Not Shal Marshall, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, some people do say it.
Yeah. So again, thank you all very much.
And thank you for having us here.
Yes, and we will chat again.
And to all the viewers out there, Happy New Year.
Yeah. Well, viewers, we have come to the end of the first half an hour of Scoreboard here. We were talking community cricket. I know it was a bit short, but I'm going to be having these guys back to talk. Because cricket really has a lot to talk about. Cricket can be talked in one show or 2 shows. There's a lot happening in cricket right now with the local and international cricket season. So we want to thank Shal and Nagasa for being here. We're going to take a break. When we come back, we're going to have some more guests on the program, and we're going to be talking sports. So stay tuned. We'll be right back after the short break.
We, from those encounters together, and this was a North-South game to open the season.
So the team might be playing well, as we always say with Trinidad and Tobago.
Futsal did that great for me.
Okay, hey everybody. Welcome to another edition of Field of Dreams and ACTN. My name is Steve David. I'm your host.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to another edition of Scoreboard here on ACT, and it's always a pleasure to be in your company every Tuesday evening between the hours of 8 and 9. Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to Scoreboard here on ACTN. And joining me now to talk a sport that is fun in the mud. Let's just put it that way, fun in the mud. It's the Mud Domination 2019, and that is where you have all the big monster vehicles and, you know, all the going through all the mud and all the different obstacle and so forth, you know, but we're going to hear more about it, and during the interview you're going to see some clips of what it is all about. So if you don't have an idea and you want to experience it, I saw it once and I truly enjoyed it, and I would advise anybody who is around the area or out of the area to come down. That's in Barrackpore on the 27th of this month, to have an idea what this sport is already all about. But to talk more, to tell you more about it, I have the president of Mudaholics, Mud Dog, Calvin Bolai. Calvin, it's a pleasure. This is your second time here on Scoreboard.
Yes, second time, yes.
And I have Jason Mongal, the director of Z Off-Road. Now, let me first start with Mongal. Z Off-Road. Give us a little insight of what Z Off-Road.
Okay, so basically Z Off-Road is a registered limited liability company. Quite a few years in operation, with even more years backed up in the industry with respect to various services we have been providing. First and foremost, Z Off-Road is about supplying, we're more into sales, and so supplying parts for you to get your vehicle ready to take it outside there.
For this particular sport?
In particular, to set you up for off-road, to get you off-road ready.
Okay.
All right. But we are also a full spectrum company in the sense that we don't only stick to sales. We are also into providing the consultancy to get your vehicles built. Also, we do other things like we go and do adventures. We do the exploration for trails. We do special charter jobs where you could even hire us and we could take you outside to experience what it is like to be in the terrain.
Okay.
Right. You could be as an individual, as a group. Even two companies could hire us for special transport. And we have done this, for example, filmmaking. We've done transport for filmmaking already to get cruisers and so into the terrain to carry in their equipment and cast.
Okay. All right. Calvin.
Yes.
The big event's on the 27th of January. Tell us what we can expect. Give us the whole rundown of what's taking place.
Okay, the event is our third event, Mudaholics' third event, and we are actually, it's a very exciting event. Year after year, the event has been growing, and the facility we have, the venue we have is at Kato's Ranch, Kumoto, South Barrackpore. That venue is a secluded venue away from all the houses and the traffic. It's a perfect venue for the type of sport off-roading, and it's a full fun day. We start at 9 a.m. in the morning. The competition starts at 10. Spectators could start coming from like around 7. We are available from 7. And the event caters for the whole family. And we're going to have like 5 categories. We're going to have the first time category, which is the novice category for pickups, basic pickups. So if you have a basic 4x4, without any modification whatsoever, we have a course for you.
Okay.
You come, you can drive the course, very safe course, no damage whatsoever to your vehicle, providing that you follow the instructions and the rules.
There's no fun in that?
Yeah, there's fun, because I mean, the vehicles itself, it's a time event.
Oh, okay. So,
it's a time event.
All right, okay.
So therefore, the fastest time wins.
When I say fun, I know the senior level is have all the ditch with the mud and
the pits and things. Yeah, well, we have to take it in stages because, I mean, the person who now coming into off-roading will start at the basic level, which is the normal 4x4.
Yeah.
So we cater for each aspect, everyone who has a 4x4. We ensure that we have a category for everyone.
Okay.
So you could come like a starter, you start off with the novice category, then you gravitate to the mud terrain category, then you go to the tractor category, and then you go to the extreme. So there's a category for everyone.
Okay. How popular is this sport? Is it growing, and what's the number of groups that comprise the sport? You know,
the off-road community in Trinidad over the last 10 years have grown tremendously. I think it's due to the type of roads that we have, and the flooding and certain situations that we are faced with in Trinidad and Tobago.
But not continue, but congrats, because so you all did some great work for the
A lot
flood
of, right,
victims.
we did a lot because, I mean, our vehicles were capable to actually reach the victims. And we did, in every single area that they were flooding, all the groups, I mean, came out, you know, various locations, and they all supported in a large
that
round.
was good, yeah.
Thank you. So the event itself, I mean, we cater for those type of vehicles, and the categories we have is the novice category. We have the mud terrain category with the guys with the mud terrain tires. Then we have the tractor terrain category guys with the farmer shape type tires.
Yeah.
And then we have the extreme. Those are the super modified guys. Those are the guys who go to the limit. Actually, those vehicles are maxed out. You can't modify that vehicle no more.
Okay.
It's lifted probably to the highest already. And the tires are almost over 42 inches, you know, in height. It's very, very large machines. These machines basically you won't see these on the road.
Okay.
These machines, you will only see it in action on the competition and events like these.
Are more people showing interest in coming into the sports? I mean, how long have your organization been in existence? Have you seen growth, and in what area? When I say what area, the younger guys or the middle-aged or, you know, the senior citizens, who are the most, you know, the age bracket that seems to be coming into the sport?
Well, we have been in existence for over 10 years, and over that period of time, the age group coming into the sport is from a very young age. I would say like from age 20.
Okay.
From age 20, you see guys come in, they are buying the basic 4x4s, they're lifting it, they are putting mud terrain tires, and the sport is growing at a rapid pace. Because, I mean, if you look at the roads now, everybody like the look, they like the feel. They feel that they're high up, you know, and then they tend to, you know, a pothole is not an issue again with these guys because, I mean, they basically conquer any potholes and things. A hump is not an issue because these guys are basically conquer any humps and them.
Yeah.
So basically with a car, you know, you have to slow down and look for these things, but these fellas, you know, and then it saves them a lot of money too because with a car and you actually hit a hole, you might have to buy a shock or a spring or something to damage a tire. But with these vehicles now, they actually built to take these type of, you know, conditions. So they somebody with a 4x4 that is equipped saves a lot of money, I mean, yearly in terms of I mean, maintaining their vehicle.
Okay. How often do you all keep competitions?
We plan to keep competitions once a year. We did it twice 2 years ago, twice for the year, but we basically once for the year. The competition is basically for charity. 100% goes towards charity.
Okay, that's good. Now, this event, or the venue I should say, has to be a very large place to take out the ride. How many venues throughout the country that they have that you all can utilize to have an event like this?
Well, Kato's Ranch currently is the largest in the country right now. There have been a lot of competitions by the other off-road entities, and this facility is actually the largest right now in terms of safe parking for patrons, safe locations for spectators, and the course itself is the largest course in the country right now. So this event is the largest facility for off-roading right now.
Let's talk safety. How safe is the sport?
The sport is safe. Our event is pretty safe. We have looked at all the other events and we have capitalized on whatever little minor issues they have with regards to safety. And our event is safe. For example, the spectators will be higher than the vehicles that compete in.
Okay.
So the vehicles cannot come in contact with the spectators. That is number one. Number two, we have fire extinguishers at different strategic locations throughout the course. We have React, who is supporting us with radio communication and safety as well. They are known for that. We have marshals. We have the fire services ambulance. And we have a number of recovery vehicles and members' vehicles that are positioned in strategic locations to avoid or to guide the spectators as to where they're supposed to be and when they can move and all these things. So we have basically safety lockdown. There's one entrance and there's another, the exit is on another direction.
Okay.
So it's one-way traffic.
So, yeah. Okay. All right.
So we eliminate the situation where you have a cluster of vehicles coming to and from, you know, to get in and out in the same area, same direction.
What are some of the challenges you all face right now?
The challenges we face right now is that the event itself, well, it's a motorsport and it has to be sanctioned by TITASA.
Okay.
So we have, then we are faced with, we must have public liability insurance, which we have because, that's for the spectators.
Yeah.
And our challenges are really sponsors right now.
Yeah.
Because, in this economic time, a lot of people, things are a
tough.
bit tough. So that is one of our challenges. Hence the reason why we have to charge an admission fee of $30.
Okay.
$30 for children, for persons over 12 years.
Okay.
Children under 12 years, free.
Okay, that's good.
So that is ready to offset some of the costs because the whole event that this is over $50,000, $60,000 the cost factor.
Okay. Now, Jason, you have been with Calvin for how long?
Well, Calvin and I, we go back many, many years. Even prior to the formation of Motherholics, we've been in one of the most recent clubs, which have been the Trinidad and Tobago Off-Road Club. We started off there, and after a while, you moved to different grounds. And I've known him since back then.
Okay.
So that's well over probably 10, 12, 15 years.
Do you actually take part in the events?
Yes, we do. No, not in the event itself, but we take part in off-road activities.
Okay, okay.
My game really is more for the exploration.
Okay.
Where it's basically you, your vehicle, and the terrain outside there.
Okay. Okay.
But we are with them on this competition as one of their sponsors, main sponsors, and they have our full support on this.
If someone wants to get into the sport, they can approach you, right?
Sure.
What I want to get into the sport. What advice would you give me?
Well, basically, coming into the sport, you have to understand what the sport is about, right?
First of all, is it an expensive sport?
I will say no. And the reason I will say this is because, yes, it may take some money to get you all set up, but when you are set up, the expenses afterwards to keep you running is not as high as in other types of motorsports.
Okay.
So you find that one of your more expensive investments, and it's the investment that will make the greatest impact, is your investment into tires. And with that there now, you are able to start to explore into a little more difficult terrain, unless compared to if you had started off with your regular stock tires, which would have been probably highways or so that your vehicle would have been supplied with. So you move into mud terrain tires and so on, and you're able to conquer better terrain. And then your uphill growth starts because you want to keep adding on stuff to your vehicle. But when you invest into a set of mud terrain tires, again, it's up to you now. It's your driving style, how often you use the vehicle, etc. And this will give the longevity of the service on your tires.
All right. We need to take a short break. When we come back, Jason, Calvin will talk a bit more about the event, where to get tickets, how we get tickets, and different things like that. Viewers, we'll be right back after the short break.
You're now changing your question.
What I would say, Steve, is this.
My first question was, and roll back that tape.
I made my debut for Crystal Palace against Tottenham Hotspur.
My responsibility was to get the ball and make things happen offensively.
All the time we played together, I've always been the decoy.
Welcome to Field of Dreams on ACTN. My name is Steve David, and I'm your host.
Good evening, Trinidad and Tobago. Welcome to another edition of Scoreboard here on ACT, and it's always a pleasure to be in your company every Tuesday evening between the hours of 8 and 9.
Welcome to the new season of Football 101. I am your host, Joshua de Matos.
Well, it's time for your weekly football news update. Hello, Messi.
Fortunately, kiss the badge, kiss the badge. Oh,
what's that? Welcome to this edition of the interview, and as you can see, I'm not alone on the set. I have Marcus, a Liverpool fan, and I have Shakir.
Welcome back, viewers. Welcome back to Scoreboard. We are talking Mud Domination 2019 on the 27th of January at Barapur. Calvin, fill us in with some more information. How do people find the venue? Because if you're coming down and you're out, you know, some people don't know Deep South all that well. How do they, is there a contact, they can contact you all to get directions and things like that?
Yeah, the venue is very simple to find. For the guys in the east-west corridor may be a bit difficult. When upon arriving to the Barapur police station, you make a right turn. You go straight down to Barapur number 2 junction where the market is located. And then you make a left turn and go straight up. You're passing all the numbers, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, going straight up until you meet the Komoto 4 junction where there's a large cricket ground. And there's a school right after the cricket ground. Can't miss it. It's the only cricket ground on your left-hand side that has the training area for cricket, where it's fenced. So you can't miss that. When you reach there, is the road on your right-hand side. We will have our hours up on the morning of the event from Barapur police station, actually guiding drivers and spectators to the venue. So it will be very simple to find. If anybody need more info, they could call me at 337-8879 and or 355-3773, and they could get more info as the event. But we will also post up the venue itself location on our Facebook page. We'll actually post that up. So it's not difficult to find, and we have banners up. We are distributing flyers. So and all these things have contact numbers.
How ready are you all?
We are 90% ready at the moment. We still have 2 weeks basically to complete the course itself and put everything in place. But we are 90% ready and just have 2 weeks to actually reach to the 100%.
Do the drivers get an opportunity to use the venue before the event, or it's on the day? That's it.
On the day of the event.
Right. So it's a surprise to everybody.
Right.
What's the right?
Right. They will come. We will normally have our briefing is on the 24th of January at Michael Sports Bar. This is next on the Sipero Road. The briefing starts at 8 p.m. Anybody need more info, like competitors, spectators, they are welcome at the briefing on the 24th of this month at Michael Sports Bar. And on the day of the event, the drivers, we actually do a walkthrough of the course for each category with all the drivers, navigators. We walk them through the course. Any issues, any problem they have, they tell us right here, we rectify it right here and then. So everybody is in complete agreement with the actual course itself, both driver and navigator. So when they start the event, when they start the competition itself, everything is agreed upon.
Most sports organizations now are crying out for their home. They want a home where they can hold their sports. This sport, you have to use different venues.
Yes.
Have you all ever approached anyone seeking to have a home where this could be considered the off-road venue where all events can be held?
Currently, the groups are getting together to form one body to actually approach the Ministry of Sport for a facility, such facility, but we are still in the planning stages. We did so at one point in time, but it was a bit fractured in terms of we didn't have the full commitment and support of everyone, but we are putting things together now with the full support of all the different off-road entities to actually approach the Ministry of Sport for such a facility. But as I say, off-roading is anywhere that the road ends.
Okay.
So we could continue from there with our rigs.
Yeah. Do you all get support from like the Ministry of Sports in any way or things like that?
No.
Have you all approached them?
We have approached the Ministry of Sport on many occasions, and but we did not get any support, hence the reason why we rely on sponsors. But our sponsors are very, very, we acknowledge them a lot.
Well, you can take this opportunity now to acknowledge them. Eh?
All right, some of our major sponsors, well, we have Z Off-Road, we have Turbo Energy Drinks, we have Mileage Mac, we have Anna Low Price Group of Companies, we have Porsche Printing, We have a lot of small, like last funeral service. We have Chinese Joel Wrecking service, and plus a lot more that are too numerous to mention. But we have a lot of small sponsors, and we appreciate them a lot. We have Rampasar Tent Rentals. You know, they are supporting us this year.
Okay.
First time.
Now, you said it's starting at 9 in the morning. What time do you expect to finish? Because I don't think you all will have lights.
No, we don't have any lighting towers for this event, but we are expecting our vehicles is a time event. We basically put a time to each vehicle. So we could basically cater for like about 40 to 45 vehicles competitors. We put a time frame for each competitor.
Okay.
So we want to lock off the event at 5 o'clock.
Right.
And then we'll have the prize given at around 5:15, 5:30. And after that, that's the end of the event. So by 6, it should be completed.
So each category will have a certain amount of entrance.
Yes.
Right, so and you all already have that in place.
Well, we still have a registration, which will be held on the 24th, and plus people could come and enter on the day of the event.
Okay.
So we basically looking like for about let's say about 20 or 15 to 20 competitors in each category, but some categories you will have more than some. For example, Super Extreme, there are only about 6 or 7 of those vehicles in the country.
Okay.
So therefore, the tractor tires, they might only have about 10. So therefore, the largest category we expecting this year is the pickup category, because this is a category that we spend a lot of time and effort into actually putting something in place for first-timers.
Okay, okay. Now, if I go back to the whole sport, is that most of the events are, how do you judge on time and difficulty of terrain? How do you all assess, the winners? Right. Let's start with the novices. The novices, the ones who now coming into the sport.
Right.
What will they be judged on?
They will be judged on time. All the categories in this event will be judged on time.
On time.
But there are obstacles that slow them down, or you may have challenges where you may have to reverse. Or there will be mud, there will be water, there will be dirt. So there are certain obstacles based on your driving skills.
Yeah.
That you will be able to conquer faster than the other driver.
Okay.
So
and for those the tractor, they start to come and pull out.
The tractor, those are for the aggressive guys.
Right.
Because they are capable of going through the mud pit, the slush pits, and so we have those are the challenges that we have for them. We have some obstacle course where you'll see the 2 front wheel up in the air. Safe course though. I mean, they can only drop down. And the thing with this course, this off-roading, is that the most a vehicle might do is just tilt on the side.
Yeah.
Because it's not, they don't tumble over, those things, just tilt on the side and we push up. And we have never had any casualties in off-road events before.
Well, I never heard of any,
yeah. So I mean, we plan together with all the off-road entities, we always talk to each other on a regular basis and make sure that we put safety as our #1 priority.
So you expect a full turnout on the 27th?
Yeah, we get a lot of support from all the off-road entities. Right. Everybody supports each other.
Okay. Jason, any closing comments before you wrap?
No, nothing much other than saying, you had asked earlier how safe the sport is, and I would just like to endorse that the sport is a very, very safe sport. It is up to you to throttle your vehicle accordingly, so you could control your speeds outside there. If you're dealing with terrain, you have to remember it's you and the terrain. There's no emergency response close to you, right? Unless you're in a closed circuit where these facilities are there. But if you're outside there and you're braving the terrain, please, work responsibly, throttle your vehicle to suit, and most of all, be trained. There are places you can get training. We facilitate training as well. You can come to us and we can assist you with the know-how and how to keep yourself safe, how to understand your vehicle, and how to get the systems going.
Okay. Calvin, any closing?
I'd like to mention Castrol. Castrol have been with us on 2 or 3 occasions, and Castrol now have shown a lot of support into the off-road entity. And I must I said that, okay, it is really nice to have Castrol on board.
So after the 27, what next for us?
Well, all proceeds from this go towards charity. We plan to do 1 charity event for the year, and then you will have the other off-road groups. And everybody will have one of these events.
Okay.
So basically, we leave room for everybody to have an event.
Okay.
You know what I mean? To put the proceeds towards charity. So, I mean, we support the other guys, and they support us as well. So we won't have any more competition. There's 1 for the year.
All right. Well, I will take this opportunity and talk to Trinidad and Tobago and invite them to your event.
Hi, Trinidad and Tobago. Happy New Year to you all. Come down on the 27th if you want to see some really action that, I mean, you don't see elsewhere. Come down to Keto's Ranch in Barrackpore, and I guarantee you'll have a full fun day of activities. We have lots of food on sale, and I mean, you're going to have a fun time. Bring the whole family, and you'll enjoy it. You need to be there to see it. Thank you.
Jason, it was a pleasure. Calvin,
thank
all
you
the best to the event. I will be there to give you support. Viewers, remember this is Scoreboard. You're viewing Scoreboard. We have been chatting with Calvin Bolai, the president of Mudholics, Mud Dogs. The event is on the 27th down in Barrackpore, and Jason Mungal, the director of Z Off-Road. I'll be contacting you in a short while because I need to get some more information about your organization. And earlier we had members of the community cricket talking what's happening with community cricket and development of cricket. So viewers, we want to say thank you very much. If you missed any part of the show, there's a repeat tomorrow at 1 p.m. Enjoy the week ahead. See you next week. Also, another shout out to my good friend and supporter, Kappa. All the best.